If you've been telling yourself, I'm too old to start a garden, or I tried once and failed, stop right there. What I'm about to share is the complete roadmap to growing your own food in 2026. And I wish someone had told me these secrets 20 years ago. Welcome to Home Garden Fix, where we turn complete beginners into confident gardeners, no matter your age. Today, I'm giving you everything you need to finally succeed. Here's my controversial statement. Most gardening advice is designed to make you fail. They overcomplicate everything so you give up and keep buying from stores. Well, I'm exposing all of that today. Hit subscribe because this is the only video you need before starting your 2026 garden. Finding your perfect garden space. Let's start with the most important decision, where to put your garden. Location matters more than almost anything else. Place your garden close to your door. If it's tucked in a far corner, you won't visit it. Out of sight, out of mind. Near your kitchen or favorite sitting spot is perfect. Make it part of your daily life, not a chore. But here's what matters even more. Sunlight exposure. This is where most beginners fail before they start. No matter what container you use, what plants you choose, or what soil you create, all of it is useless without enough sunlight. You cannot compensate for lack of light. Most vegetables need 8+ hours of direct sunlight daily. That's not negotiable. Look for southern exposure where sun travels across your garden. East to west path, southern exposure, maximum light. Here's the truth. You can control too much light with shade cloth, but you cannot control too little light. Not enough sunlight means weak plants, poor harvests, and disappointment. Don't choose a shady spot just because it's convenient. Drop a comment. Where are you planting your garden? Let's troubleshoot together. Containers, raised beds, or in-ground. Now let's talk about how you'll actually grow. 3 options, each with pros and cons. For balconies or small spaces, use containers and vertical growing. Stack planters, use trellises, maximize upward space. You'd be amazed how much food fits in small areas when you think vertically. If you have a yard and want maximum food production, raised beds are incredible. I've tried everything, and raised beds give the most food from the least space. Why raised beds are perfect for seniors? First, you control soil completely. No dealing with clay or rocks. Second, the height save your back. 30-inch tall beds mean no bending. Work standing or sitting on the edge. That's huge for anyone with back problems. Third, raised beds warm faster in spring, drain better, and give earlier harvests. The control is amazing. Space beds at least 3 feet apart. Plants spill over edges as they grow. You need room to walk, push a cart through, and access all sides. For filling tall beds economically, use this trick. Fill bottom half with organic matter like branches, twigs, leaves, food scraps. Then fill top 12 inches with quality potting mix. That organic matter breaks down slowly, releasing nutrients. Your soil gets better every year. By year 3, you'll have incredible living soil full of earthworms. 4 shorter beds, just fill completely with bag mix. Not expensive, great result from day 1. In-ground gardening is cheapest and most flexible. Trade-off is more physical work. You're bending, using long tools, dealing with existing soil. If going in-ground, test your soil first. Squeeze some. Does it clump nicely or fall apart? You want rich and crumbly. For beginners, starting in-ground, till once at the beginning. Yes, tilling is controversial, but with poor compacted soil, what are you preserving? Get compost spread thick, till it in. After that, go no-till by top dressing with compost each season. Mandatory rule for in-ground. Use mulch and pathways. Mulch prevents moisture loss, stops weeds, and feeds your soil. Never skip mulch. Hit thumbs up if you're learning something useful. When to actually plant. You know where and how to grow. Next, when you plant things. It all comes down to first and last frost dates. This confuses everyone because terminology is backwards. Last frost date is your growing season start in spring. First frost date is season and in fall. Why? Most crops don't survive freezing. When frost comes in fall, that's first frost and season ends. When frost stops in spring, that's last frost and season begins. Google your zip code plus frost dates. It tells you exactly when to start planting. Simple rule. Think of your year in 2 seasons. Cool season and warm season. Cool season crops love spring and fall. Lettuce, spinach, kale, peas, radishes, carrots. They tolerate cooler temperatures. Some handle light frost. Plant early spring and late summer for fall harvest. Warm season crops love heat. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, beans. These go in after last frost when soil warms. They need summer heat to thrive. That's timing. Cool crops in spring and fall. Warm crops in summer. Simple. Seeds versus transplants. Should you buy seedlings from nurseries or start seeds? Both work, but here's truth. Buying transplants is convenient, but adds up fast. Every plant costs $3 to $5, and you're limited to their varieties. Starting seeds gives ultimate control. You choose exact varieties, timing, quantity. Plus, it's cost-effective. One seed packet costs $2 to $4 with 50 to 200 seeds. Compare that to buying 50 transplants at $5 each. Seed starting requires setup. Trays, potting mix, warm bright spot, or grow lights. But once set up, you're growing forever at minimal cost. Most seed packets tell you everything. Planting depth, days to germination, spacing, whether to transplant or direct sow. Direct sowing means planting right in garden. Transplanting means starting indoors, then moving outside. Both work. I prefer starting transplants indoors for tomatoes and peppers for more control and earlier harvests. But for carrots, radishes, lettuce, beans, I direct sow every time. Easier, and they prefer it. Comment. Are you team seeds or team transplants? What should you actually grow? Now the fun part. What should you grow? Here's where beginners mess up. They Google easiest vegetables and plant stuff they don't even like eating. My advice, grow what excites you. Grow what you actually eat. Grow what costs a fortune at stores. If you eat tons of fresh herbs, grow herbs. One rosemary plant gives unlimited rosemary forever. Basil, cilantro, parsley, all easy and expensive to buy fresh. Love salads? Focus on lettuce, spinach, arugula, cucumbers, tomatoes. Easy to grow and you'll use constantly. Health conscious about pesticides? Grow the dirty dozen. Strawberries, lettuce, spinach, tomatoes. Things typically heavily sprayed. Want to save money? Look at grocery bills. What do you spend most on? If it's easy to grow, grow it. Fresh herbs cost $4 for tiny packages. One plant gives hundreds of dollars worth over a season. Real secret. Grow things fun to harvest. Purple cauliflower, rainbow carrots, dragon tongue beans. When harvesting is exciting, you stay engaged all season. Your tastes evolve as you garden more. Start with radishes and lettuce. Try potatoes. Plant fruit trees. Get into weird stuff like exotic citrus or heirlooms. That's the beautiful journey. It grows with you. Subscribe to Home Garden Fix for weekly videos on exactly what to grow, when to plant, and how to harvest successfully. The real secret to success. You now have everything needed to start growing your own food in 2026. You know where to place your garden for maximum sunlight. You know whether to use containers, raised beds, or in-ground. You know when to plant based on frost dates. You know seeds versus transplants. And you know how to choose crops you'll enjoy. But here's the real secret. Gardening success comes from starting with what excites you and learning as you go. You don't need perfection. You don't need to know everything before starting. You just need to begin. Plant something this spring. 1 tomato in a container. A handful of lettuce seeds in a raised bed. Start somewhere, learn from it, build from there. Every expert gardener started exactly where you are now. Confused, uncertain, maybe intimidated. But they started anyway, and that made all the difference. Your age doesn't matter. Your experience doesn't matter. What matters is taking that first step and giving yourself permission to learn alongside your plants. Make sure you're subscribed to Home Garden Fix. We post weekly with simple, practical advice for gardeners who want results without confusion. Hit that bell icon. If this helped you feel more confident, smash that thumbs up. Comment telling me what you're most excited to grow in 2026. Share this with anyone who's been saying they want to garden but don't know where to start. Thank you for being part of this community. Your best gardening years aren't behind you. They're right now. Until next week, keep it simple, stay curious, and remember, every garden starts with a single seed. Happy gardening, friends.